So it's a new year and it's time to make some resolutions. This is a great time to change up your playstyle and try something different. And this is always a great thing to do because it can help you to see things from other players' point of view, which in turn will make your ability to counter and predict them more effective. So if you normally play as Assault, try playing Support or Recon. Even in situations where you know Assault is going to be preferable, try out other classes, see if you can make them work in those situations and see what setups and loadouts will work best for your playstyle. Knowing these limitations or strengths will help you micro-plan those little battles in game and how to best deal with enemy. You get those little micro tactics going on to attack head on, flank, hold the line, you're going to duck behind, how are you going to do those tiny little engagements. All of that knowledge is going to help you there. So knowing this, it's going to make you more versatile as a player, which is one of the strongest things that you can do. Knowing what works for your one setup is all well and good, but being able to adapt to a situation in battle is going to be what sets you apart from the KD grinders. Now your role. There are some other things that you could do in the new year as well when it comes to your playstyle. For example, if you always like to play Lone Wolf, change it up, be more supporting, hang back behind your squad mates and support them with covering fire, ammo, meds, protect them, allow them to do their work. Now one thing that I love about Battlefield specifically is that although it can be really furious and full of KD fueled action, you can also stay behind players, cover them, work as say a solid engineer, laying mines and repairing vehicles and so on to provide a more supporting role. So if you rarely do that, try that in the game, see how effective you can be in that role, see how it benefits your team. Does it mean that you lose? Does it mean that you win? Try out those things, see how effective they are. Now as we head towards Hardline, this is the ideal time to try out new ways to play, find out what you enjoy, so that when you start in the new game, you may find that it's not such a linear style of play for you, not so much just kind of grinding the KD, unlocking stuff. You might find there's other ways to play that you haven't tried, and it's going to make your overall experience much more enjoyable. Now communication is always key in any multiplayer game, and in Battlefield it's got to be said it's not always the easiest, as people regularly will not have a mic or even have people's voice comm enabled, whether that's on console or PC. Now the text chat on PC as well, it's often just abuse filled and not particularly constructive. However, despite this, I would say attempt to communicate. You'd be surprised how well people respond when they see someone is being constructive. Resolve to try and be the person who just gives useful information on chat or the comms. And comms needn't be complex or lengthy either. It can be as simple as giving out little suggestions like let's take the outside road or push B now, as well as giving enemy numbers, so things like there's 10 to 12 on C, or there's 4 on the B rooftop. All these small bits of information will help your team attack and defend more successfully, and hopefully also to make changes and priorities in where to attack and move. Now prioritizing, this is always such a basic tenet of Battlefield, or indeed any combative multiplayer, but choosing targets or objectives over others is so critical. I can't not remind people to do this. Sometimes killing every enemy you see is not the road to victory, believe it or not, and sometimes capping that flag for your points needs to pass if you're going to be able to finally take down that tank that's been wiping you out for so long. So timing, it's so critical with prioritization as well, because realizing what you need to focus on at any given time is so very important. So if a tank seems to just be not disappearing for you, maybe it's time to focus that thing down. However you need to do it, C4 on a quad, 80 missiles, just however you do it, bring it down. If there's a sniper on the roof, has he been there a little too long? Is he aggravating you too much? It's time to switch up counter snipe or mortar that thing down. So resolve in the new year to make better decisions and calmer choices about what you're doing in the game. Now teamwork is always hugely important in Battlefield, but in 2015 maybe it's time to go beyond just dropping that med pack for your squad. Now I've been in clans and guilds almost back to back now for over 12 years, and I can't imagine not having that network or support with my gaming. Having a solid group of people to play with and work with is going to exponentially improve your game and make it more enjoyable overall. So this year, if you've never tried it, maybe it's time to step up to that plate. Now my suggestion would be obviously my own community, Veritas Gaming. We take people of different activity levels from casual to hardcore and play on pretty much all formats. We have a host of titles from Battlefield to League of Legends. Now, I've been with VG for many years now, and for me it's the best community I've been a part of. Just maybe a close second my legendary WoW guild, who were just first class all the way. So if you're looking to take your team play to a new level, I would suggest checking us out today. The link is below in the notes, and when you get to the website, just go to the register tab and read carefully the instructions. It will give you how you need to join, how you need to sign up, and what it is that you're going to be doing. Now, one moment in the game. Now, those single moments, they count. The classic Battlefield moments, that phrase, it's sadly for me been turned by the current player base to meaning moments of epicness, which could be something absurd like crashing a jeep into a helicopter mid-air. Looks epic, but what? Now, I think for anyone who's played Battlefield for a long time, those Battlefield moments are more about those amazing seconds when your team realises that this is the golden moment, when they finally breach an enemy line to backcap and take control of the game, or in rush to destroy an objective with barely 2 to 3 tickets remaining. What can you resolve though with this? Well, you can resolve to be the player who creates those moments, the player who takes the lead and charges for the objective, instead of sitting back wondering what might have been. Don't leave it to others, you can never rely on them. Take it yourself and create that moment of victory in 2015. So it's a new year and I'm keeping an open mind about what lies ahead. The Hardline second beta will no doubt be approaching very soon, so we can see what's in store for us there. Until then, take some time to widen your scope of abilities and play in Battlefield. Let me know in the comments below what you're going to be doing differently with your Battlefield personal skills in 2015.